Hey, Chuck here, Corner Store Card Collector, back with another video. In today's video, I want to do a preview video for the October PSA special that they did last month, which was the 1950s vintage special that they did. So any card from the 1950s. I did select about, I think, 21 cards from my vintage sets that I want to send in. Most of them are rookie cards or star cards. But before I do so, I want to go ahead and show off the two additions to my 1978 Topps PSA 8 or higher set. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around and let's see what I got. If you haven't noticed, I'm also participating in No Shave November. It's coming in pretty good, so we'll see how it looks at the end of November. I may decide to keep it through the winter. I'm not really sure. This would be the first time that I've actually grown out a full beard as an adult. Being in the military as long as I have, I just didn't have an opportunity to do so. I was growing a goatee for I don't know, about a year. So we're going to see what my full beard looks like. If I like it, I may keep it for a while. But anyways, I'm participating in No Shave November. So, all right, let me go ahead and flip the camera around and I'll show you what I got. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at, see what cards I have for my preview video. Again, I'm sending in 21 cards from the October special of any card from the 1950s. I have 20 football cards and I have one baseball card that I'm going to be submitting. Once I do the preview video, I will then get them packaged up and get them in the mail. I believe there is a 65-day turnaround. So that's probably a little over 2.5 to 3 months. So I should get the submission back sometime just after the holidays. Yeah, so I'm looking at the middle of January of getting the submission back. But before I do so, I did pick up 2 cards from a 1978 Topps football PSA graded set of 8 or higher. And let me show you the 2 cards that I got. The first one is this Jeff Van Note card in a PSA 8. Pretty decent card. I picked up both cards from an eBay user this past week and got them for $7.50 a card with shipping. The total cost was 20 bucks, so not too bad for $10 a card, especially when the grading fees are 15. This next one is the 78 Topps Nick Mickemeyer in a PSA 8. Yeah, so these 2 cards will fit nicely in my graded set. So I'm excited to have them, and they're getting harder and harder to find, so it's taken me a while to get this set completed. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this preview video. I have 21 cards, like I said. 20 of them are football, and one of them is a baseball card. So let's go ahead and start out with this 1950 Bobby Lane, 1950 Bowman. Card's in pretty rough shape. You can see the corners are rounded. It's off-centered, top and bottom, and left and right. Backside has some issues too. Fairly clean, but it's got, you can see the rounded corners. Just looking to get Bobby Lane's rookie card put in a slab. It's probably going to come back at 2. I'd like to see a 3. Like to see it in a 4, but probably won't happen. It's probably going to come back at 2 or a 3. Next, I have this 1950 Bowman Lou Groza rookie card. Same issues as the Bobby Lane issues on the corners. There's a stain in the upper left-hand corner up here. Off-center, left and right, top and bottom. Backside's fairly clean. So yeah, I'm looking to get his rookie card slabbed. Next, I have this 1952 Bowman, Ollie Matson. I believe this is his rookie card. If not, it's his second-year card. It's off-center, left and right. Top and bottom look pretty good. Looks like this upper left-hand corner might be rounded a little bit. Looking to get a 4, potentially a 5 on this. It's probably going to come back a 4, though. Nice early 1950s, though, football card. Backside is clean. Okay, here's my one and only baseball card. This 1951 Bowman George Keel. It's got obvious issues on the front, off-center, top and bottom, left and right. Corners are rounded. Some chipping on the white border. Looks like there might be some gum staining in the back here. I'm hoping to get a 2 or a 3 on it. Next is this 1955 Bowman Pat Summerall. This card's in really good shape. Corners are squared. Card looks clean, both front and back. It might have there's a little, might be a little gum stain in the back here, or a wrapper package stain. It's probably going to come back a 5 or a 6. Be nice as an outside shot as a 7, but I'm expecting a 5 or a 6 on it. Still a nice card. Next I have this M Tunnel 55 Bowman. Again, this card's in pretty good shape. Nice corners on it, brilliant colors. Back's clean. Like to get a 6 on it. Outside shot at a 7. More than likely it's probably going to come back a 5 though. But it's a nice card. Next I have this 56 Topps George Blanda. Obvious centering issues as standard for the 1950s Topps cards. Most of them are off center, left and right, top and bottom, or both. A lot of times the backs are cut off on other cards. Very common for the 50s Topps cards. Anyways, here's a 56 George Blanda. Hoping to get a 2 or a 3 on it. Next is this 56 Leo Nominelli. Offset or off-centered, top and bottom, left and right. Nice brilliant colors on it though. Back is clean. Next I have this 56 Topps Norm Van Brocklin. Rounded corners, way off center, left and right. This one's probably going to come back a miscut. Hope it gets graded. I'd like to get it in a slab. But yeah, there's barely any border there. Here's a 57 Topps Frank Gifford. This card's in pretty good shape. Does have some rounded corners on it, but it is centered, fairly decent. Backside's clean. Hoping to get a 5 on this. You can see this corner up here is rounded. Got a little ding on it, but hoping to get a 5 on it. Here's another Frank Gifford 57 Topps in better shape. The only issue with this card is the card looks a little dull. I'm not sure if this set was designed that way, where it doesn't have that shiny brilliant look to it. Most of the cards in my set are very dull looking, like a flat color. So I'm hoping to get a 6 outside shot at a 7 on this Frank Gifford. There's the back side of the card, nice and clean. Here's a 57 Topps Art Donovan. If you'd looked at my previous videos that had football cards in it, especially the vintage ones, you hear me talking stories about Art Donovan. One of my favorite athletes, at least from the vintage era. Not so much his playing days, even though he is a Hall of Famer, not so much his playing days, but he was a great interviewer. He would be interviewed by the likes of David Letterman, which is where I got exposed to him in the early to mid 1980s. And the stories that he would tell is just hilarious stories about the football world back in the 50s and 60s. So I became a fan of his, and I like to collect his cards. I do have a little, I don't know if that's a gum stain or a printing defect or what. It looks like a gum stain on both sides. Anyways, Art Donovan's 57 Topps football. Next up is this 57 Topps Bobby Lane. Pretty decent shape. Centering's good. Upper corner up here is a little dinged. But overall, it's a pretty decent card. Back looks good on it. Probably going to get a 5, maybe a 6 on that. Here's a 57 Ollie Matson. Pretty decent centering on it. Little discoloration in through here. Not sure if that's going to affect the card or not. Backside's nice and clean. Centering looks good on the back. Maybe a little bit off left and right. But overall, a good card to get graded. Next I have this 57 Norm Van Brocklin. Rounded corners up top left. Actually, it looks like all the corners have a little bit ding to them, so that takes it to at least a 6. The centering looks good. Probably going to get a 5 on this one. Back looks centered. So I'm predicting a 5 on this card, potentially with a outside shot at a 6. Next I have this 58 Bobby Lane Topps card. Way off center, left and right. But outside of that, good corners, brilliant colors. Backside looks good. A little bit off center, left and right. Next I have this 59 Bart Starr. Second year, or that's a third year card. Third year Bart Starr card. I've had this card a long time. I got this card in the late 1980s in Jacksonville, North Carolina when I was a young Marine. I think I picked it up at a swap meet at one of the weekend swap meet things that they had in the area. Yeah, I've had this a long time. I think I paid $15 for this card in 1988. Backside. Not bad. Probably going to come back a 3 or a 4. Nice Bart Starr, 59. Next is this Bobby Mitchell, 59. Sharp corners on it. Centering top to bottom is off, but left and right looks pretty good. Colors look good. Image is good. Backside is clean. Hoping to get a 6. Outside shot at a 7. There's nothing wrong with this card other than just that miscut. It'd be my luck for it to come back as a miscut, but hoping to get it graded. Next up is this Lenny Moore. I do have this card in a PSA 6 already. Centering is great on this card. The corners are good. I'm hoping to get a 7 or higher on this card. Back looks pretty good. Nice and clean. Centering looks decent. But whichever one's the higher one I'll keep, and then I'll sell the one that's the lower grade. But yeah, it's probably going to come back a 6. But I'm hoping to get a 7 on it so I can upgrade my Lenny Moore. Next is this Johnny Johnson. Again, you can see the miscut or the centering left to right. On the left side of the card, barely got a border. Brilliant colors on it. Nice card of a Hall of Famer. Backside's clean. Probably going to come back a 4 or a 5. But it's just a nice card. And the last card, as you heard me rave about this card when I did my 1959 Topps football set, this Jerry Kramer card is well centered, left and right, top and bottom. Brilliant colors, no scratches. I pulled this card from a 1959 holiday vendor pack. I bought off of Pristine Auctions, or I think I won it in an auction. I paid $110 for the holiday pack. There were 3 cards, so a total of 9 cards that came with it, and this was one of the 9 cards that was in it. I don't know how I overlooked it when I first went through my binder to pull all the cards out that I wanted to get graded, but when I saw this, my eyes popped out of my head because this is at least an 8 with a real good shot at a 9. I'm not going to say this card's going to come back at 10, but I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if it did. But like I said, I'm hoping to get at least an 8 on it, potentially a 9, with an outside shot at potentially a 10. But this card is in immaculate condition, like it was packed fresh from the 1959 era. All right, so anyways, those are the 21 cards that I'm going to be sending in to PSA over the next couple of days. I have 20 football cards in there and 1 baseball card in there. And then I did have these 2 additions to my 1978 Topps football set with a grade of 8 or higher. Alright, so if you like the video, just give me a like on that. If you have any comments on any of the cards that I'm sending in, I'd like to hear your input on that. I've been getting hit pretty hard on my modern cards that I've been sending in. My grades have usually been off by about a grade, some of them 2 grades. So I don't know what I'm doing anything different now than I was doing in the past. But it just seems like my grades are coming back 1 or 2 grades lower now. I don't know if it has to do with the grading and the people that are up there doing the grading, but I got to figure something out. So yeah, if you have any comments about the cards that I'm sending in, if I'm off on my grading or whatever, just leave a comment down in the comment box. If not, hope everybody has a safe and fun holiday. I know this is Thanksgiving week. Hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. And then we roll right into the Christmas holiday. So we got a lot of holiday family time coming up. So I wish you guys all the best of luck, and we will see you on the next video. All right, bye.